All right, Reds. Today we're telling the story of a man who didn't just play football, he changed it forever. Before Cristiano Ronaldo, before Eric Cantona, before David Beckham. There was one name that captured the imagination of the footballing world: George Best. Born in Belfast on the 22nd of May 1946, nobody could have imagined that the shy young lad kicking a football in the streets of Northern Ireland would become one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. At the age of 15, a Manchester United scout spotted something extraordinary. His name was Bob Bishop. He sent a famous telegram to manager Sir Matt Busby that simply read, "I think I've found you a genius." Those words would become legendary. Best arrived in Manchester as a teenager, homesick and overwhelmed by life away from home. He even returned to Belfast after just one day, believing he couldn't cope. But Sir Matt Busby refused to give up on him. He knew greatness when he saw it. George returned to Manchester, and football would never be the same again. He made his first team debut in September 1963 against West Bromwich Albion. He was just 17 years old. It didn't take long for supporters to realize they were witnessing something special. He glided past defenders as if the ball was tied to his boots. His balance was unbelievable. His pace was electric, and his confidence was something rarely seen in such a young player. Then came the night that changed everything. March 1966. Manchester United traveled to Lisbon to face Benfica in the European Cup quarter-finals. George Best produced one of the greatest individual performances in the club's history. He scored twice in the opening 12 minutes, terrorizing Benfica's defense from start to finish. The Portuguese newspapers gave him a new nickname: El Beetle. From that night on, George Best wasn't just a footballer. He was a global superstar. Old Trafford had never seen anything quite like him. Fans packed the stadium hoping to witness moments of magic, and more often than not, he delivered. In 1968, Manchester United reached the European Cup final against Benfica at Wembley. The club was still carrying the scars of the Munich air disaster just 10 years earlier. Sir Matt Busby's dream was finally within touching distance. The match finished level after 90 minutes. Then came extra time. George Best picked up the ball, rounded the goalkeeper with breathtaking composure, and calmly rolled it into the empty net. It was the goal that broke Benfica's resistance. United went on to win 4-1. For the first time in history, Manchester United were champions of Europe. Later that year, George Best was crowned the Ballon d'Or winner, officially recognized as the best footballer on the planet. But fame came with a price. The bright lights, celebrity lifestyle, and endless attention slowly began to pull him away from football. Training became less frequent. The nightlife became more attractive. The genius was still there, but the consistency began to fade. Despite everything, George Best still produced moments of brilliance that left supporters speechless. He scored goals that defied belief. He dribbled through entire teams. He played the game with freedom, imagination, and joy. Every time he touched the ball, something extraordinary felt possible. By 1974, his Manchester United career was over. He had scored 179 goals in 470 appearances, a remarkable record for a winger. He went on to play around the world, from America to Australia and beyond, but nowhere ever felt like Old Trafford. His later years were marked by personal struggles and ill health. Yet whenever supporters spoke about George Best, they didn't remember the headlines. They remembered the football, the impossible dribbles, the breathtaking goals, the swagger, the smile. Sir Matt Busby once believed he'd discovered a genius. History proved him right. George Best wasn't just one of Manchester United's greatest players. He was one of football's greatest artists. A player who inspired generations. A legend whose name will echo around Old Trafford forever. Because some footballers win trophies, some break records, but only a very few become immortal. George Best was one of them, and for Manchester United supporters, he always will be. Come on, United.